Run It Once, the Spurs. Here with Spec, the Magic.
Who am I again? I can't. The Magic. That's right.
Right. I don't know. There's been a lot of switching going on, man. A lot of switching going on. Hard to keep up with you.
A lot of chat.
Hard to keep up with you, man. But yeah, we here with another banger. Season 1 is officially over. It was a good season. It was a longer season than normal 6 weeks. But we officially have a new STE Season 1 champion.
Yeah.
First time ever.
Great.
Shout out to you, the Hawks, man. Shout out to the Hawks.
He was tough when he came in last season. But again, we all had those season 6, season 7 go-to teams, especially yours truly.
Exactly.
And you could defend him a little easier. Man, that Trey pick and roll, that's tough to stop.
That's nasty. That Trey pick and roll is nasty. And Capella, oh my God, Capella was hooping every single series he was in. I felt like Capella might be the damn near MVP of the series.
I feel like the 2K devs have like a crush on like aging big men in the NBA. Because for some reason, Capella, Drummond, who else were they talking about?
Whiteside.
Yeah, exactly. Can come in and still do work.
Do major work. But shout out to you, man. You played a hell of a series. I thought y'all would go to game 5. I think one of the games was very close. I think Hornets made like a big comeback to try to close it out, but just didn't have enough gas to do it. So he ended up winning the series 3-1. Big shout out to you, and that's not an easy thing. That's not an easy thing. You beat out Ken. You beat 2 champions, right? No, he beat 3 champions. He beat 3 champions. Ken is a champ, Ra's a champ, and then he beat Bub. So it's not like he had some kind of cakewalk or nothing. Like no. This whole playoff series, all the playoffs was really just like crazy. And I hope it's like this every single year.
And you know what? I have to say I do respect too how he's carried himself.
Yeah.
Now listen, some of these dudes, not naming any names, Ra, if they'd have won the championship, man, chat, you would never hear anything of it, right? But I don't even know dude, like he like gave props to people that had congratulated him or whatever, but he hadn't been into like talking crazy trash.
Yeah, I didn't see no memes.
It may come, but you never know.
I don't know. I don't know. Let me win. I'm talking my shit if I win. Let me win with the fucking Spurs. I don't care who I got. Right. I start with the stock Spurs. Let me talk my shit. But he been real chill. He won gracefully, but he won. Shit. That's the champ. He the big dog right now. He the big dog right now.
And his team's set up to compete for a while. Right.
He's still growing. His team's still growing. So shout out to you, man. You had a hell of a season. You was definitely up there when in the regular season. You was like being talked about regular season. So you was definitely on our radar.
Yeah.
And hey, you pulled through. You won some tough ones, and you pulled through, bro.
He did it when it counted.
Exactly. So see that wraps up season 1. We had a good season, and the off season. Now,
hold on though. Before we move on to the off season, we do have to give props to Hornets as well.
Right.
He went on a run.
Yes, that's Cinderella run,
seed?
man. He was the 16th seed. He's the first 16th seed to ever make it out of the first round.
Yeah.
Period. And the first 16th seed, obviously, to make it to the finals. And he put up a hell of a fight. He had a hell of a run. Crazy run. Shout out
to the thing about Hornets is since he's joined the league, I don't think anybody's ever. I mean, he's always been a tough out.
Yeah.
But he's one of those dudes that's like one game he's a world beater. The next game it feels like he's like watching a movie while he's playing.
Yeah.
But he was locked in for the playoffs.
The whole playoffs, my boy was locked in, man. It was it's gonna be very interesting to see how he does this season, because his team was very young, so young. His team is so young, and I'm assuming I didn't really get to look at progression like I wanted to.
Yeah, me
but
either.
I'm assuming that some of his guys grew. He made it to the finals. He should have seen some good progression in those bigs. So it's gonna be interesting seeing what the Hornets has in store for the league.
And hey, man, he and I know this don't have anything to do with 2K, but my man went to the Super Bowl in STE Madden too.
That's crazy. Man,
I know.
Had a Super Bowl and a finals appearance in the same week. That's a hell of a thing.
Yeah. So
that's a hell of a thing. Shout out to you, GB. Shout out to you, man. Keep it rolling. So the off season has come and gone
fast.
Yeah, it was fast. Thankfully,
Listen, Coach woke up and didn't even know it had happened.
But that's standard coach for you.
I know.
That is standard coach for you. That's gonna happen every year, pretty much. But free agency was kind of dry. There was a little bit of drama, but not too much. I thought I might end up landing Harden somehow. I had a shot. I had a shot to land Harden, but he decided to stay home.
Listen, you'll probably be glad in 2 seasons you didn't. So
yeah, probably. But that would have been a hell of a thing. But outside of that, nothing really. I don't think anything too crazy happened with signings. Everyone that was available pretty much stayed home. But we did have some rock star trades happening.
We did have some big trades.
Big trades happen. Let's kind of just start from the top. We can kind of start from the top.
All right.
So go ahead.
The first big one I saw was the Mavs and the Rockets trading Scotty and Jabari.
Yes, that trade was crazy.
Yeah.
Scotty Barnes. So first, I want to talk about how the Mavs traded Luka for Scotty, essentially. Luka for Scotty, essentially. And then at the end of the season, turns around and upgrades Scotty. He spent some points into Scotty, points and badges, and then turned Scotty into Jabari, who has not really been upgraded.
Yeah.
That was a pretty controversial trade. I don't know exactly how I feel about it. At the time, I thought the Mavs lost the trade because, one, I'm basing it off of what I've seen Scotty become last cycle. I'm not saying that he has to be this cycle, but Scotty was like amazing. He's very versatile. He's fast. He's an excellent defender. He can shoot. He can drive. He kind of just does it all. I think Jabari is a little bit more one side. He's more of like a skilled power forward, right? He's not like that small forward. Like, he's not going to lock everybody up. You know what I mean? Like, so I thought that he lost the trade. What were your initial thoughts on the trade?
I mean, this will surprise no one, but I personally like the trade because I like Jabari's size and length, period. And I also think it's important, like, I feel like we get in this trap sometimes of like getting guys based off last cycle.
Yeah.
And there's no guarantees in this cycle, right?
You're right.
And like season 6, Scotty Barnes with Bub, not going to be season 1 Scotty Barnes or season 2 Scotty Barnes. But I mean, that don't mean he's not still going to be a dope player. Right. I don't know. I just felt like Jabari had more upside. Now, obviously, if Jabari was a small forward, power forward, I would like him more because I wouldn't want to play him at center because he's so like thin. But still, I mean, he can stroke, he can defend, he's long, and I don't know. I like the trade. I would have made the trade personally, but again, news to no one.
So yeah, and I ended up speaking with the Mavs Texas player to get his kind of thoughts behind the trade, and here's what he had to say. He kind of felt the same as you. He said Jabari has a higher ceiling. He felt he had a higher ceiling than Scotty. I think his potential is a little bit higher than Scotty Barnes right now. He's tall. He is 6'11". He could score at all 3 levels. Yeah, the wingspan is huge. He could score all 3 levels. He's still can defend because he's 6'11" with a huge wingspan. His attributes were already better than Scotty Barnes were, and they're going to continue to get better. So that's why he made the trade. He felt like Jabari had a bigger upside than Scotty Barnes did for him.
Yeah.
So that was interesting to kind of get his point of view on it because it was definitely a pretty controversial move.
Well, I think even after progression, you've already seen Jabari. I don't know what Scotty is right now, but I feel like Jabari is like an 83.
Okay.
So he should hit, and I may be off on that, but I think it's 82, 83. So he should hit like 85, 86 probably by season end if he puts his upgrades on him.
Right.
Easy. And he's been balling with him. Now, Isaac made him work for it. So I'm going to say I lost the game. There's a highlight. No, we're not going to talk about it. But he's still got his points, and he's obviously going to be somebody that's going to be easier and easier to get a bucket with as he progresses.
As he progresses, and I have a screenshot of a box score here that was submitted. Jabari dropped 33 points against the Charlotte Hornets. Now that's a very interesting thing because, as we know, the Charlotte Hornets has amazing big men.
Yeah.
Right. So for him, it's not like he's scoring on some bums. Like Hornets is big, held their own versus some very good players, very good users. So for him to drop 33 and 13, to be clear, 33 and 13, 11 for 22, so he shot 50% from the field, 9 for 14 from deep.
Yeah, I
So
saw
he was
that.
out
That's
there
crazy.
letting that thing go. He was letting that thing go. So
I
that's
actually saw that come across the ticker on the bottom of the screen. I was like, dang, 9 3-pointers.
yeah,
Okay.
that's pretty crazy. And if I'm not mistaken, let me see what he's averaging for the season right now. Hold on one sec. Let's see. We got player stats. We're going to the Mavs. So right now, yeah, so Jabari is averaging 28-8 right now.
Yeah.
28-8 on 47% shooting from the three. So
I
these
don't
are
think
these are
Scotty's giving
monster
you that.
spots. These are monster stats, right?
Yeah.
Like that's a monster stat line. And when we go to compare what Scotty Barnes is doing, he's at 14-3, shooting 42% from three, but on less attempts.
Yeah.
So Scotty's not performing poorly for sure, by no means, but 14 is not 28, right?
Nah.
Like so.
Well, and obviously Jabari is going to be Mavs like number one option. We all know Texas player likes to have that one dude that he can work with. Not that he spams, that he just likes to have that one guy that he can work with.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Rocket's still trying to figure out Melo, and so Scotty's probably definitely playing like second role.
Number two option kind of thing. Number two option for sure. So different roles, but it's definitely interesting to see how it's already kind of starting to shake out. And both of these guys are still young, so there's still a lot of growing to do. Scotty Barnes is at 89 overall right now.
Oh, he's at 89. Wow.
Which I think is crazy because at the time of the trade, he was at 84 overall. So he jumped 5 overalls in the offseason. Jabari, I think, jumped 4 overalls. Let me see the Mavs. Let's see. So before the trade happened, he's at 82 now. So they both jumped 4 overalls.
Yeah.
So it's definitely going to be crazy to see what continues to shake out here.
Well, and I think for me, and I know we got to move on to the next one, but I think the thing for me is like Jabari is a bigger mismatch in the sense that, power forwards and centers are going to have a tough time staying in front of him. And if you back off of him, he can shoot the three.
Right.
Whereas if you got a guy that's a small forward, there's tons of 6'8", 6'9" guys running around that can defend.
Mm-hmm.
There's not too many power forwards that can defend a 6'11" guy that can shoot from three. So for me, that's the way, that's the way I think when I'm looking at it.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. So so that I think that about wraps up that trade. What was the next big one?
I grabbed a couple. So I mean, I don't think we didn't talk about this beforehand, but I think this still worth talking about is the Cavs Spurs trade.
Oh yeah.
Got you Donovan Mitchell.
Spider baby.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord. They done messed around and gave me a superstar, y'all.
Man, and like
gave me a superstar.
You definitely finessed because we know that Charlotte draft pick and that San Antonio draft pick gonna be in like mid-late 20s.
Well, hold on. Let's be clear. That was in this previous draft. So that's already happened. He got 2 picks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
He got the 15th pick because the Hornets was the last seed. So he got 15, and I think it was 22.
Yeah.
15 and 22. So do I feel I won the trade? Yes, because I mean Keldon Johnson is nice, but he's not a superstar, right?
How big is Keldon? Like how tall
Keldon
is he?
6'5", 6'6", I think. Well, let me look. He's on
I knew because I talked to Kevs a little bit off season because he was hitting me up about some players. And his reasoning, I know from moving Donovan, he wanted some size because him and Garland in the backcourt together defensively was a struggle.
Yeah,
I just didn't know how much of an upgrade Keldon was as far as size goes, though. Because Spider's what, 6'3"?
Let's see, Spider.
I think he's 6'3", but
he's 6'1".
6'1".
He's 6'1", yeah, and Keldon is 6'6". But Keldon cannot play the shooting guard spot. He has to play the three. But I mean, Keldon Johnson is not bad at all. Like he's a good
player.
He can defend. He's strong for his size. So like if you have any kind of undersized small forward on him, that's barbecue chicken in the paint. And he can stretch the floor. He's a good rebounder. He's a good player. But I think that the impact that Donovan Mitchell has, I understand what the Cavs' logic was, right? Like you already have a superstar guard in Garland who is continuing to grow, not as expensive, versus Mitchell. Like they kind of feel the same kind of need,
they do.
So I understand that, but I'm very happy to have a star point guard.
I'm sure you are
over here, baby. So I'm loving it so far. Mitchell is giving me 25 a game. And we're still figuring them out. We still figuring them out, you know, and it's up from here. That's it. Like he's able to draw the defense in. So once I really get my driving kicks going, but I don't even really have to kick because this guy dunks on everyone.
No,
like,
that's what always shocks me about Mitchell is he'll just like go up and throw down on anybody.
That's it. So once I get this shot down, and he's still upgradable this year. I can still put upgrades on him this year. He's an 88 overall. He's gonna be getting all the damn upgrades this year. So that's I'm looking forward to playoff D Mitch. I'm looking forward to that, man.
Nice. And I felt like Cavs probably now wait, this was after the playoffs before the draft, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it probably a little reactionary because was it a first round exit after having such
I beat him. I beat him in the first round.
Yeah,
it was tough.
Yeah. So I get it, wanting to shake it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next trade. Ken, Lakers dad sends sends LeBron to the Pels for Ingram, Troy Murphy, and Dyson Daniels, who's a tall, young, raw point guard, but still, yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, an aging LBJ for Ingram in his prime. I get it. I mean, you know, Ken's going to do work with BI. So
yes. So that was a very interesting trade. I thought that it was good value for an aging LeBron. I don't know if Ken needed to move him necessarily. I think maybe he was afraid of some regression potentially. But I mean, LeBron is still a 95 overall with 47 badges right now.
Exactly. So I think he has more badges than my entire team.
Yeah, probably. And he's 39. He's a 95 overall, 39-year-old. So I ended up talking to the Pelicans about this trade just to kind of pick his brain about it. And he said that he's pretty much just going all in this year. He's in win now mode. Pairing LeBron with Zion, he really feels like that's going to be a very tough duo to stop. Like that paint presence is crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
And the defense now that he has right. Like Ingram is not an elite defender by any means, and LeBron still is. So he says that he's looking to run a closing lineup of Jose Alvarado, which you know, of course, he's a stout defender,
the Steel King.
Herb Jones, crazy defender, very long, can defend everything. He's picked up Iggy in the offseason for defense, LeBron at the 4, and Hayes at the 5. And you can move Braun to the 3, throw in Zion at the 4. So he's got a very versatile defensive and offensive lineup because, like, you know, it's still LeBron. So he's going to be dishing that thing. He's going to be dunking that thing. He's got 2 very elite slashers. So it's going to be interesting to see. And Hayes can stretch the floor. I think Hayes is like an 80-something 3-ball. So it's going to be
I don't think you can I don't think you can really say enough about how a player like LeBron with all those badges and they'll be able to do different things just gives you like flexibility and also just improves the guys around him.
Exactly.
A lot. So, yeah.
For sure. So that's going to be interesting. I like the trade for both sides. I'm curious to see how it's going to shake out for everybody. But I thought that was a solid trade.
Well, and you know, Lakers are pretty much bereft of any draft capital. So being able to move LeBron, get a good player in Ingram back, and then a couple of younger guys, even though they may not be like, you know, world beaters, it still gives you some depth and some stuff you can like build up. Sure. So I get it.
Trey Murphy is 23. He's 6'8", small forward, power forward, and he's cooking. Like, you know, I played the Lakers. He beat me. You know, B.I. went crazy versus me. Anthony Davis is still going crazy.
Yeah.
So he still has a lot of star power that he can, like, you know, throw his weight around. So it was definitely a solid trade, I think.
And this isn't like a huge trade. I just thought I'd bring it up since Mavs already made one big move, but he did get off Jalen Brunson and Dorian Finney-Smith for Middleton and Dwight Howard. Again, I mean, this ain't changing the league, but he was able to get out of Brunson, which was a 2-year, not a huge contract, but still, you know, I think Brunson's going to be that guy that bounces around the league the whole cycle this year.
Probably.
And Middleton is useful. He's tall, he can defend, he can shoot, 1-year contract, so he gets flexibility going forward. So overall, Mavs have added Chris Middleton, Dwight Howard, and Jabari, and gave up Scotty, Jalen Brunson, and Dorian Finney-Smith. So I think it's been a a nice little off season, or
Yeah, it's
like
definitely been
early
a
season
good
for the
offseason
Mavs.
for the Mavs. I think
Yeah.
Middleton fills the hole, and he mentioned this too, that Middleton, he went after Middleton to try to kind of fill that defensive hole that Scotty is going to leave behind there. And, Middleton is still a stout defender. He's a good shooter.
He's
So
also got that funky step back.
yeah, it's
It's
nice.
so
It's
quick,
nice.
bro, and he
It's
gets
nice.
like 4 feet of separation on it every
Mm-hmm.
time. So
And Mavs is a step back god.
he
So
is a step back guy.
it definitely
So
works out for him. It definitely works out for him. All right. Now there was another big trade. I don't know if you have it on your radar, but the Raptors Wizards trade, Bradley
right.
Beal for Siakam. What were your
Yeah.
thoughts on that one?
I mean, let me look at it. Let me look.
Beal for Siakam.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on that one?
I mean, I don't know. Wizards been trying to get out Bradley Beal like the whole season last year, pretty much. So he finally did what he wanted to do. He got rid of Beal, got rid of the contract. And it's funny though, man, because like I know Bill's like a nice player in real life. I don't know if 2K just can't get him right or what, but he's that other dude that just bounces around from team to team. Nobody wants it. I think. Did you have him last year coming off the bench?
I did.
Yeah, I think you're probably the person that's used him best in like the last 3 years. But
I loved Bradley Beal in that role, right? Like I was in a position last year where I couldn't really do a lot with like because of how my team was structured, where I didn't really need the cap space, so I didn't mind paying Beal to be an elite scorer off the bench.
Right.
I think that LeBron Gunplay Raptors user is going to use Beal well.
Yeah.
I spoke with him about the trade. He's in a similar situation. He's mostly capped out. He didn't have a real path to be able to spend big money in free agency anytime soon. So he felt like he got good value for Siakam, getting Beal back. And he really likes Kispert. So he got Kispert, Bradley Beal, and a first round pick in 2025. And he feels that, and this is interesting, he feels that by 2025, that Wizards team is not going to be looking too good. So he thinks that it's going to be a pretty solid pick. And already, I mean, the Wizards record, even right now, is
6-7.
Great.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This is not great, and he's not really set up for the future necessarily. So it's that was interesting logic. I think that's some good GM thinking. It's going to be up to Eric. I mean, Eric is a champ, right? So we'll see how that plays out. But right now it looks like it's going to play out in Raptors' favor.
It's been an interesting start to the cycle for the young goat. Because he just hadn't been able to get this Wizards team going. And sometimes it's hard, like your team, to get motivated to play. Maybe he'll turn it around. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know about this trade though. I mean, I thought he might be trying to just get Siakam and cook one-on-one with him, like on centers and stuff. I don't know. I just think that's a little tougher to do this year, especially since Siakam's only 6'7", 6'8" at the most.
Yeah, he's not huge, and Siakam's kind of tough to play with. I mean, he's a great role-playing defender / scorer, but if he's your number one he's great as a number 3 option.
Yeah.
I think, and I've said this pretty consistently about Siakam over the years. If he's your number 1, number 2, I don't really like your team, right? Yeah. But if he's your number 3, then you're looking great. And I talked to the Raptors about the hole that Siakam leaves behind, and he picked up Brandon Clark in the offseason. And Brandon Clark is a very good defender, not the same as Siakam,
but the same type of player though.
Similar type. He's not going to give what he gave on offense necessarily, but I don't think you lose too much on defense with Brandon Clark. He's very fast. He can jump. He can defend. And he drafted Derek Lively. That guy's huge. He's like 7'1". Yeah. He's going to be a stud, right? That center's going to be a stud. So I think he's going to be I think he's pretty set. I like the way that he's positioned himself and his team for success down the road. I like the moves that young fella has made so far. So,
well, we know Raps is tough. I mean, I can't remember who he had Pistons a couple of cycles ago. And bro, Demboya was just catching alley-oops from the
every single lob, man. That was insane. He was the most hated man in the chat for a while,
bro.
Man.
Listen, he's the one that dropped. I can't believe I'm admitting this to the public, but he dropped like 90 something on me in Madden.
Oh my
So
God! So
yeah,
he's just all around cheesy, all around cheesy,
all around cheese.
all
Gone.
around cheesy.
Nah. He's a good player, man. Have to give it to him.
That's what's up. That's what's
Yeah.
up. That's what's up. Yeah, man. So it's already been a very interesting. It's been an interesting offseason with the trades that's happened. The regular season started off hot. You know, I see a lot of people ready to play,
Bro.
excited to play with
Yeah.
their teams. There's been a lot of games played already. So you love to see that. There's still good excitement, good buzz around the league. Did we miss any trades? Did we cover everything?
I think we covered everything. There was, I mean, unless the deal I made to get Banton is a deal breaker. I mean, a league breaker.
I don't think it is. I don't think that's
It's
it.
not. I'm being sarcastic.
No.
No, that dude's terrible. I wish I hadn't traded for him. But no, I was just I think we covered everything. I just wrote down a few since I didn't have the PS5 in here. I just wrote down a few early season records. And it's funny, it's kind of top heavy because there's like half of the league hasn't played a game yet. Then you have like a lot of people being active. But Hawks starting off strong, 4-1. Lakers 5-2, Bucks 4-1, Nuggets 4-1. And he made some moves. He sent Michael Porter to Primo for a bunch of what looked like trash at the time, but I guess it's working out. And then some of the surprises, a couple of the surprises like that aren't doing so great so far. I guess Wizards being 6-7, we cover that. And then Leon, the impatient Rockets. He's starting off at 4-8. You know, still trying to figure Melo out, trying to figure Scotty out. We know he's a good user. I'm sure he'll figure it out. But you know, starting off 4 games under 500, a little surprising.
That's rough. That's rough. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So that's the offseason in review. We talked a little bit about the trades that were made. You know, a little bit about how guys are doing to start. Keep this stuff rolling in. You know, guys. We have a new channel. We have a channel in the Discord where you can submit your top plays. We want to start doing like plays of the week.
Yeah.
So put those clips in there. We're gonna get those clips featured. So let's all get into this, man. Let's get into it. Send in your stuff. We're gonna get your stuff featured, and we're gonna keep this thing rolling, man.
Yeah, man. Love it.
All right, fellas. Well, we are signing off. Thank you for your time. You know, this is your boy Run It Once here with
This is Spec.
Take care.
Yeah, see you guys.